You're dying. Right now, while you scroll, while you hesitate, every second that passes is a second you'll never see again, and you're spending them like they're infinite, like there's an endless supply waiting for you somewhere. There isn't. The clock doesn't pause. It doesn't care about your excuses. It takes from you whether you're ready or not, and it never gives back. I am Thomas Shelby, and today I'll teach you the one truth that changed how I move through this world. Time is not a resource. Time is a countdown, and the moment you understand that, you'll never waste another hour on things that don't matter. Now listen, this lesson is already costing you time. Make sure it's worth it. Let me tell you something nobody wants to hear. You are not going to live forever. I know you know this. In your head, you understand it, but you don't feel it. You don't act like it's true. If you truly understood that your hours were numbered, would you spend them the way you do? Would you waste entire evenings watching strangers live their lives on a screen? Would you stay in conversations that drain you dry? Would you hit snooze and give your morning to the mattress instead of to your mission? No, you wouldn't. But you do, because deep down, you've been hypnotized into believing there's always more time. Tomorrow, next week, next year, someday. Someday is the most dangerous word in any language. It's where dreams go to die. It's the graveyard of ambition, and it's filled with men who kept waiting for the right moment until there were no moments left. I've walked through graveyards in France. I've seen names carved in stone, young men, strong men, men who thought they had decades ahead. They didn't, and neither do you. The difference between you and the dead is that you still have a chance, but that chance shrinks every single day. Every hour you waste is an hour stolen from what you could become. So stop living like time is free. It's the most expensive thing you own, and you're bleeding it everywhere. You've heard the phrase, killing time. Think about those words. Really think. Killing time. You're murdering the one thing you can never get back, and you do it casually, habitually, without even noticing. An hour on your phone becomes 3. A quick distraction becomes an entire evening. A short break becomes a lifestyle. And at the end of the week, you look back and wonder where it all went. I'll tell you where it went. Into the void, into nothing, into the pockets of people who profit from your distraction, while you stay exactly where you are. Every wasted hour is a gift to your enemies. While you scroll, someone hungrier is working. While you procrastinate, someone sharper is planning. While you tell yourself you deserve a break, someone else is building the life you wanted. And one day, you'll wake up and realize you gave your best years to comfort, to entertainment, to the slow, painless death of doing nothing meaningful. That's the trap. It doesn't feel like dying. It feels like relaxing. It feels like reward. But it's poison dressed as pleasure. I've seen men drink themselves into graves, but I've seen more men waste themselves into mediocrity. At least the drunk knows he has a problem. The man killing time thinks he's fine, and that's why he never changes. Let me show you something. One wasted hour doesn't seem like much. What's 60 minutes? Nothing, right? Wrong. 1 hour a day wasted is 7 hours a week, 30 hours a month, 365 hours a year. That's over 15 full days, gone, every single year. Now multiply that by the years you've already lost, the years you spent drifting, distracted, waiting for motivation that never came. How many days have you already buried? How many weeks? This is what they don't teach you. Time doesn't disappear in dramatic moments. It leaks, slowly, through cracks so small you don't notice, until the bucket is empty. A conversation that should have taken 5 minutes but lasted an hour because you didn't have the discipline to end it. A task that should have taken the morning but stretched into the night because you kept checking your phone. A goal that should have been finished months ago but keeps getting pushed because something urgent always appears. These small leaks compound, day after day, week after week, until you look up and realize years have passed, and you're still standing in the same place. That's the horror of wasted time. It doesn't announce itself, it accumulates in silence, and by the time you feel the weight of it, the damage is already done. Here's a question I want you to sit with. If you had 1 year left to live, and you knew it, what would you cut from your life immediately? The people who drain you, the habits that numb you, the distractions that steal your focus, the commitments you made out of guilt instead of purpose. You'd cut them without hesitation, because suddenly, every hour would matter. Suddenly, you'd guard your time like it was sacred. So why don't you live that way now? I'll tell you why. Because the deadline feels far away. Because the illusion of infinite time makes you lazy. Because cutting things is uncomfortable, and comfort is the drug you're addicted to. But the deadline isn't far. It's approaching every second. You don't see it, but it sees you. So start cutting. Look at your life honestly, not the version you present to others, the real one. Where do your hours actually go? Write it down if you have to. Track it for a week. And when you see the truth, when you see how much of your life is bleeding into nothing, you'll feel something shift. That shift is the beginning of change. From that moment, you start asking a different question before every decision. Does this deserve my time? Not do I feel like it? Not is it easy? Not will it upset someone if I say no? Does this deserve my time? If the answer is no, you cut it, without guilt, without explanation, because your hours are not a public resource. They're yours, and you decide where they go. Let's talk about something uncomfortable. Some of the people in your life are thieves. They don't steal your money. They steal something more valuable. They steal your time, your energy, your focus. They call you when they're bored and talk for hours about nothing. They drag you into drama that has nothing to do with your goals. They need constant attention, constant validation, constant entertainment, and they take it from you without ever asking if you can afford to give it. These are not bad people, not always. Sometimes they're friends, family, people you've known for years, but they're still draining you. And here's the hard truth. Every hour you give to someone who drains you is an hour you steal from yourself, from your work, from your growth, from the future you're trying to build. I learned to cut people, not with cruelty, with clarity. I stopped answering every call. I stopped attending every gathering. I stopped giving my presence to anyone who demanded it without earning it. And when I did, something happened. The hours came back. The focus returned. The weight lifted. You don't owe your time to anyone who hasn't earned it. Blood doesn't guarantee access. History doesn't guarantee access. Only value does. So look at your circle. Look honestly. Who leaves you feeling energized after you see them? Who leaves you feeling emptied? The first group gets your time. The second group gets your distance. That's not selfish. That's survival. I want to teach you something I carry with me every day. Urgency. Not panic, not anxiety, not the frantic rushing of a man who's behind. Calm, focused urgency. The awareness that time is moving whether I am or not, and the decision to move faster. When I wake, I don't drift into the day. I attack it, because I know the hours I waste in the morning don't come back in the evening. When I work, I don't stretch tasks to fill time. I finish them, because an hour saved is an hour I can invest somewhere else. When I make decisions, I don't wait for perfect conditions. I act on what I know, because waiting is a form of wasting, dressed up as wisdom. This is the discipline of urgency. It's not about being busy, Busy is a trap, movement without progress, activity without impact. Urgency is about compression, doing what matters in less time, so you have more time for what matters next. I've met men who work 12 hours and accomplish nothing, and I've met men who work 4 hours and build empires. The difference is not effort, it's efficiency. It's knowing that time is finite and treating every minute like the non-renewable resource it is. So install this in yourself. Every morning, ask, what must happen today? Not what would be nice, not what you might get to, what must happen. Then do those things first, before the distractions arrive, before the world starts pulling at you. Handle the essential when your energy is highest and your focus is sharpest. That's how you win the day. And enough one days, that's how you win your life. You are under attack. Every day, from every direction, forces are trying to capture your attention. Your phone, your apps, your notifications, algorithms designed by the smartest engineers in the world with one goal, to keep you looking at a screen. And they're winning. They've turned distraction into a science. They know when you're weak. They know what triggers you. They know exactly how to pull you back the moment you try to focus on something real. This is not an accident. This is a war, and your attention is the territory they're fighting for. I don't carry a phone everywhere I go. When I work, it's not in the room. When I think, it's not in my hand, because I know the moment I let that device into my focus belongs to someone else. You think you're in control. You're not. You're trained, conditioned, programmed to check, to scroll, to respond. And every time you obey that impulse, you lose time. Not a lot. A minute here, 5 minutes there. But remember what I told you earlier. Small leaks drain the bucket. So fight back. Set boundaries around your attention like you'd set walls around a fortress. Decide when you'll check your phone and when you won't. Decide which notifications deserve to interrupt you and which get silenced. Delete the apps that steal more than they give. Unfollow the accounts that leave you feeling empty. Build an environment where focus is easy because distractions aren't welcome. This is not extreme. This is necessary. Because in a world designed to waste your time, protecting your attention is an act of rebellion. Let me ask you a question that might disturb you. When you die, and you will die, what will you leave behind? What will you have built? What will your name mean? What will people say about what you did with the time you were given? This is the legacy clock. It runs underneath everything, quieter than the daily clock, but infinitely more important. The daily clock measures hours. The legacy clock measures impact. And here's what I've learned. The men who leave a legacy are not the ones with the most time. They're the ones who waste the least of it. They understand that every day is a deposit into something larger. Every focused hour builds the monument. Every wasted hour is a brick that never gets laid. I don't work for today. I work for what remains when I'm gone. The empire, the name, the proof that I was here, and I did something with it. That's what drives me out of bed when the morning is cold. That's what keeps me working when others rest. Not fear, not greed, legacy. So think about yours. What do you want to leave behind? What do you want your name to mean? Now look at how you spent today. Does it match? If not, you know what to change, and you know when to start. Now, you've heard the truth. Time is not waiting for you. It's draining from you. Every second, every minute, every hour gone before you can hold it. The question is no longer whether you understand this. It's whether you'll act on it. So here's your mission. Audit your life. Find where your hours are leaking. The people, the habits, the distractions that take without giving. And start cutting. Not tomorrow. Today. Build urgency into your bones. Wake up knowing the clock is running. Work like your hours are numbered, because they are. And protect your time like you'd protect your life, because in the end, they're the same thing. If this message hit you, don't keep it to yourself. Send it to a friend who's been drifting. Share it with someone who needs to wake up before it's too late. Because the man who masters his time masters his future, and the man who wastes it, he becomes a ghost long before he dies. You're not going to let that happen. You're awake now, and the clock is watching what you do next.